guys, I'm gonna try and film this again, because I tried once, and the computer was lagging, and I think I figured out what it is. If I close Chrome first, it doesn't really seem to do it, so if it does it again, then I guess I was wrong, but anyway, so you know those days when you've been on your feet for hours on end, and then you finally sit down, and it just feels so good, and you're like, oh, it's so nice. Totally at that point right now, because on top of actually working on cleaning this hellhole of a room, this disaster area that looks like a bomb went off in it, and actually making some visible progress, I've really made a huge dent into about the first third of the room, so that's pretty decent, all things considered, for how bad this has gotten over like 3 years' time without really properly cleaning it. I decided today to attack the closets. Yes, that's plural. I have 2 on top of a tall dresser and on top of 2 under the bed storage containers for more clothing, because I clearly have too many fucking clothes. So yeah, I decided it's time to go through there, and usually every 6 months or so I empty out the closets and move them around for the winter stuff to go in the further one, and the summer stuff to go in the closer one when it's summer, and vice versa for the other half of the years. Now, even though it's still currently summer, I brought over the winter stuff to the closer one, since it's gonna be winter in about a minute, but yeah, it's like there's 2 modes of California weather, summer and winter. The other 2 don't really exist, but anyway, yeah, so I got through the first one anyway. Well, I got through dividing up what goes where, and I got through properly organizing the first one. And in the process, I realized never in my adult life have I ever weeded out my wardrobe. Ever. I've literally still got stuff in there that I've been wearing since 2nd grade, because that is when I stopped growing, and I still fit in this shit. But there is a lot of stuff that doesn't fit that I've outgrown in the past few years, especially when it comes to pants, because apparently somewhere along the line my body finally was like, oh hey, you were supposed to get hips like when puberty hit and we forgot to give you those. Sup? Here you go. Sorry about that, but yeah, now you have hips. Totally happened overnight, and I was like, I don't know where those came from, and I'm not sure that I'm okay with that, but yeah, suddenly, like, none of my pants fit, but I didn't actually get rid of any of the pants that didn't fit when I got new ones that did fit, so when I went through there today, I just cleared out 18 pairs of pants today. Only 3 of those pairs went in the garbage because they were so holy that you can't donate those. But the rest of them, obviously, they're going to donation to, like, Salvation Army or something. But 18 pairs of pants, 6 shirts, I think there might have been 7, but I think it was 6. A skirt, a dress, a hat, and there's probably going to be more dresses. I actually got really overwhelmed and eventually just went, I'll try more things on a different day, but for now, this was the bulk of what needed to be gone through in this closet anyway, and I got it out, so there's that. With that in mind, having pointed this out to Dad, my dad was so thrilled to hear that I finally did this, because he's been trying to get me to do this for years on end, and he's like, whatever you're willing to donate or get rid of, I will buy you a new clothes. That's a pretty sweet deal, especially for a 30-year-old. So, yeah. Definitely incentive to get rid of a lot of old shit. But, so there was a ton of pants. I didn't expect there to be that many. I didn't know I had that many pairs of pants total, but apparently I do, and more, because there's still pants in there, because there's ones that fit, obviously. But, yeah. Good to know, and perfect timing to rebuy pants, because flares are coming back in style, and I've only been waiting for that to happen since I was about 15, so yeah, I'll finally have more bell bottoms. Yay! Because I refuse to wear skinny jeans, it just ain't gonna happen. So yeah, I can finally let go of the flares that don't fit, that I've been holding on to just because they are what they are. But most of them, it's so pitiful. When I went to try them on today, because I tried on every single pair that are in my closet to weed out the ones that don't fit and there's no point in keeping, they, like, would come halfway up my thighs and get stuck, and that's as far as they would go. That is how far outgrown they are, and yet I have been holding on to them for God knows how many years. One pair in particular, I know for a fact I've had since I was 12. Yeah. Some of the shirts I've had even longer. Anything I decided that has kids or children's in the sizing on the label is going out. Even if I still physically fit in it, it's going out. Most of them are in the other closet, though, that I still have to go through. I'm not doing it today. I'm at the point where my legs are aching from being on them too long. I have really, really bad circulation because of my heart problems, so I actually probably really overdid it. I may be regretting this for a few days now, but I got a thing done, so therefore it was worth it. And I'm gonna get new clothes, so yay! So, honestly, guys, I barely ever get new clothes, partly because it's been so jam-packed with clothes that don't fit that what's the point in buying new ones? So, yay for being able to get new ones. But, yeah. So, there'll be that, and I still have to go through the other one. The other one's easier, because there's, like, the one half of the closet that's, like, the rods of clothes. The other half has shelves and, like, a shorter rod for longer garments. So once I hit that part's easy. The one in the closet I just did is where the dresses live, so that was that. The one I still need to do is just coats. So that one, basically, I don't even need to really do anything with that except reorganize them and get empty hangers out of there and reclaim those, which, oh my god. So many empty hangers, holy shit. Like, the last time I went through here just for, like, switching up what went in which closet, I had put things on the floor and was switching them around. Somebody came in and took a ton of the hangers, and I was like, I had barely enough to go across all my clothes as it was, so taking some of those was just like, what did you just do? You just threw off my whole system. So I went and bought a freaking ton of recycled plastic hangers at that point. I bought like 70 of them. So I had a surplus, and I was like, I have enough for the clothes I have enough for clothes that I'm going to buy in the future, I'm good. And recently, this is also part of what made me need to go through the closets desperately. I realized, all of a sudden, I am out of hangers. Again. Nobody took any, so why am I out of them again? Yeah. They're in there. I don't know where they are, but they're in there. So as I was taking them out, what do you know, like every other hanger had about 3 that were stuck to the back, that had gotten pushed to the back, and the clothes that had been on them at one point pushed off of them and like twisted around, and was just this huge clusterfuck mess. And this is part of also why I switched the closets every so many months, is to avoid that from ever becoming as bad as this one kind of did, but I went longer than I usually do on this one. But anyway, yeah, that. So I still have to do the other one, but at least that one shouldn't be as hard because that one's not as full. The one on that side of the room that I just did is the one that is jam-packed to the gills with stuff. The other one always has less in it. It doesn't matter what part of the year it is. It always has less 'cause I keep the pants over here year-round, and I keep sweaters over here year-round. Everything else gets shifted. So, yeah. But, that'll be easier. And then, for the first time since we've lived here, 7 years, I'll attack the dresser. There's things in there that just need to go out, either from being worn out, or they don't fit, or I'm just plain not gonna wear it again. There's a lot of things that I found myself stuck with at some point out of sentimental value, and held on to it even though I'm never gonna wear it. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm like, you know, the people that these came from would want me to let go of them, so I will have room to put clothes that I actually wear. They would want that. So I'm finally at peace with that. So there will finally be use for all of those drawers, because right now, half of the drawers in my dresser are just jam-packed with crap that I don't ever wear, that I just have because of sentimental value to such and such a person. And I realized how stupid that is to waste that much usable space on stuff I don't use and probably never will. Same goes for the under the bed storage. If I can clear enough stuff out, I might be able to reclaim that under the bed storage for non-clothing stuff, which would be great. Like if I could reuse those containers and put yarn under there, that would be so much room opened up right there. Because I mean, yeah, I have like my shelves for yarn over here and the containers at the end of my bed, but the rest of it that's just kind of hanging out everywhere, if I could get that into the under the bed ones, oh my god, this room would like automatically be about 10 times neater, because a lot of the mess in here is just random craft stuff that I probably should make a space for, but haven't actually taken the time to give a proper place to, and therefore it's just a huge mess. So that. And in the process get rid of just random crap that's in here that I don't really need, either because it's garbage or, well, I mean, it's not like gross garbage, it's like packing materials garbage from things I didn't get around to tossing back out. There's like crumpled up paper, I've got like bubble wrap, there's those air package mailer things, there's like a shit ton of those. That's what I'm talking about that's in here. It's not like gross, like old food garbage. I wouldn't keep that in here. That's really gross, and that would attract ants, and no. And that would cause mold, which would make my asthma worse, which, not doing that, thank you. But, yeah. So, about the only thing that would even be on par with being semi-gross would just be empty cans of soda that get brought out every so often anyway, so, yeah. But they're empty, so whatever. It's not like they stay here months. It's more like they stay here days and then they go out. But anyway, I'm babbling. But yeah, if I can reclaim that, there's a lot of space in the rest of the room that I could utilize better for other stuff. And you can see where this is a domino effect, that if I clean up this thing and use this for this, then I can use the space where that stuff was for da-da-da-da-da. And now I've reopened that space that I can use da-da-da for, and so on and so on and so on. And we'll eventually get this back to how it was. Even though I've never had this much stuff in here at one time, there's definitely places for everything to go. It's just a matter of getting off my lazy ass and doing it. Yeah, so that in and of itself is a huge undertaking, but one that I've tried to chip away at. I was going full steam ahead until the thing with the tooth happened, which, yeah, obviously hasn't been extracted yet, but I'm in the process of getting that all arranged. But yeah, I'm trying to get more of this handled first before that comes out, because I know that once that comes out, there's going to be at least a week where I'm just useless. So I'm trying to get the brunt of what is bothering me most in this room dealt with first. Because Lord knows I'm going to be spending plenty of time in here after I have that done. I probably won't be getting out of bed even for like a week. If it's anything like my other wisdom tooth was, not even so much from pain, but just, I was so tired after that. It didn't really hurt when I had the one down here pulled, and that was a majorly infected one too. But there was just such exhaustion for like a week. I don't know if it was because of the blood loss. I don't know if it was because of the infection. I don't know if it was from the trauma of the surgery or what, but it left me completely wiped out for a while. So I'm taking that into consideration with this one, and that it's not just one, it's 2 teeth this time. So, yeah. And yes, I see it lagging again, even though Chrome is closed, so I really don't know what's up with this machine lately. But, anyway. Yeah, so there's definitely enough room in here for everything to have a place, because the size of this room, honestly, is the size of a lot of apartments I've seen in San Francisco. So, I mean, if they can, like, fit an entire living space into this much room, I can fit my bedroom shit into this room and have everything have a place. It may involve building some shelving units that I have been meaning to do and not gotten done, but at least I will be on the right path. At least if I get the stuff that is visibly in the room dealt with first, then I can attack the shelves in the closet and free up space in there, and then can possibly have that much more room for stuff in there, that stuff that's out here to go in there, and then whatever's left over, I can figure out what sort of storage solution would work best, because it's a matter of trying to figure out what exactly is going to be left over at the end that needs a proper place to go. And then figure out what works best for it. Like, if it's a matter of there being a bunch of books left over, then obviously I get another bookcase. If it's a matter of there being a shit ton of yarn that needs somewhere to go, then that's going to be a different storage solution than a bookcase. Even though you could use a bookcase for that. I have seen people do that, but yeah, I'd rather not buy one without it being actually for books. But, yeah. So, there's that. There's shelves, there's the sort of cube things that act as shelves that you can put on the wall, there's all sorts of different organizer type things. It just depends what exactly the stuff is that I need a place for it to go. Because the stuff I have, I'm not getting rid of, but yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I want to get another thing of drawers for the other end of my desk, because the one I got from IKEA was a customizable desk that one end of it comes with a set of drawers, the other end you can pick which add-on you want for it later down the line or at the same time, but I figured I'd wait till I figure out what I wanted, because I figured if I end up getting a desktop computer, I'm gonna want the cabinet to put that in. Being as it's been several years and I haven't yet bought that desktop computer, maybe I'll worry about that bridge when I come to it, and just get another thing of drawers in the meantime. Because I can always take that out and just have it be its own freestanding thing of drawers later. That doesn't bother me. But the computer tower, I could buy that later and then put it where the thing of drawers had gone. And yeah, actually they could go side by side in there, because it's one of those really, really long desks, but yeah, I'd probably just stick it off to the end of it as its own freestanding thing, more likely, but yeah. It's just a matter of figuring out what I want to do with this space. So, I mean, I've even seen people break up large open areas with a shelving unit in the middle of the room as like a partial space divider and make it seem like there's a sub-room inside the room. I might do something like that for all I know. I'm just not sure. There's a bunch of different things I could do here. I just need to figure out which one I'd like to go for. I don't know yet, but I keep, over-analyzing this and then not doing any of them, which I realize is singularly unhelpful. But I will eventually get this shit sorted, because it is doable. I've done it before, and I can do it again. It's just a matter of getting down to it and figuring out what exactly I need, and then get it, and then work with it, and have it be done with, you know? And then it'll be one less thing in my life to just keep worrying about, because at this point I don't even let people in my room anymore because I'm so embarrassed at how bad it's gotten. I would have probably done a room tour video a long-ass time ago because several of you have been requesting one, but it's so bad, I'm not going to show this off until it's clean. Once it's clean, you guys can bet you'll get one, but till then, not happening, for obvious reasons. Yeah. It is just really, really bad, and there's not that great of an excuse for it other than anybody who's ever dealt with hardcore bipolar depression knows how debilitating it can get. And that is exactly what went on here when it got bad in the first place. I was dealing with really deep depression issues and just let everything slide. And then everything snowballed from there. So, yeah. So, there's also a whole space in front of the end of my bed where I have an entertainment center right now, but whenever I end up upgrading to a flat screen TV, there's going to be a whole huge square in this entertainment center that is now untapped potential to put stuff in. I could make shelves in there, I could fill it straight, I could even get rid of this one and get a different entertainment center. I don't know, it depends. There's so many possibilities. It's just one of those things where when you have a really large room, but not that much wall space that you can use things up against, the largeness of the room isn't ultimately that helpful, unless you want to do that thing where you, like, subdivide it off, like, partition it off, which is why I think that could possibly be one solution. But at the same time, if I do that, that's going to block out a lot of natural light and make this room darker, which, yeah, for somebody with depression and seasonal affective disorder, that probably wouldn't be the greatest idea, but gotta do something, because it's getting a little bit ridiculous. But I have seen shelving things like those cubby holes where they're open-ended on both sides, so it could let light through it. It wouldn't be as much light, but there'd still be light going through it, so that could work. Or I could even use, like, those wire mesh cubes that I'm using right now up against the wall and build a partition out of those, potentially, and eventually get another desk set up over in that corner, because originally my plan had been, if I don't end up having my piano in this room, I would get an L-shaped desk for that corner. I got my piano, and it's not in this room, it's in my brother's old room, because figured out that you can't have a piano against an outside wall, because the temperature changes will fuck with the tuning in the piano, so that's why it's not in this room, even though it's my piano. It's in there, it's a spare room, doesn't much matter that it's in a spare room. It just unfortunately makes it now basically community property instead of just my property, but that's okay, I don't mind sharing it, but yeah, that. But with that in mind, that means I can now use that corner of the room that I've, the entire time we've been living here, keeping basically nothing permanent in that spot, nothing that can't be moved, because I figured there's eventually going to be a piano there, but because the piano can't go there, I can use it for something else. So plan B was the L-shaped desk, and just make it have shelves over it, or the built-in ones that go on top of it, depending. It's a matter of figuring out which way is easier to do. I would think just having an L-shaped desk and building shelves into the walls would be easier, but it would look nicer if they're built into the desk, and also be more expensive to do it that way, so there's always a trade-off. But yeah, we shall see, but it would give me another workspace surface, because it was great when we first moved in and I first got my big long desk that I have right now, until I realized that I had that set up as a computer desk, not as like an catch-all workstation for craft stuff. So the one that would go over here would no doubt be a crafting table sort of arrangement. I could get my sewing machine onto it. I could just move stuff around as needed to have that workspace there. I would again have a drawing surface, which would be wonderful, because yeah, I've pretty much overcrammed the computer desk to where there's not really usable room there for much of anything else that's not computery, so what can you do, right? But yeah, so I may do that, but it's a matter of figuring out how exactly I will do the shelf thing. We will worry about that bridge when we come to it, because I don't have to worry about that today. I don't even have to worry about that in the immediate future. This is more large-scale, long-term planning for in here, now that I've realized that that's a thing that I can use. So, yeah. I saw the lag, I know. This is why I shouldn't use the webcam, I should use the iPod to film, but I got lazy, so oh well. But, yeah. So, that may be a thing. that's about all I can think of that is really new on this end of things. Has pretty much just been biding my time until I can get the teeth extracted and cleaning. Real exciting stuff, right? Totally not. Yeah, so I will try to get back on board with my normal schedule of videos. I kind of got sidetracked with the tooth and with just hardcore cleaning action, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, between those two, it's kind of been consuming my time, trying to get as much shit done in a short time span as I possibly can, but it doesn't take long to film my other videos, so I will try to get more of those done for you guys. I will possibly even put up one of those tonight. We shall see. But yeah, anyway, that is about all I've got to say right now in this vlog, so I'm just gonna wrap this up here. So, till next time, bye!